Yesterday I found the two yellow.
Oh, is that right? So you
Your
figured it out?
Yeah, but I disabled the function on the system that is self-adjustment.
Oh,
Now it
okay.
looks good, right?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay.
Not
So it says
yellow.
I'm live, but I don't know where I'm live at.
I can hear your printer.
Yeah, that's fine. So that is a different coding. Interesting. Okay, I need to change it up a little bit. And then what I can do after is I can create a Facebook Live, and then we can create the stream first.
Okay.
Hey, I'm back.
I see. Can you hear me well?
Yeah,
It's my audio good?
I'm back. Okay, that's pretty scary.
What
So
happened?
today my internet is a little bit slow.
Maybe I will do just with the shirt. What do you think?
Yeah,
Good?
it's fun stuff. Yeah. So my internet is kind of slow today. So you sometimes you see me
Oh,
on and off. It's quite scary,
yes.
but I mean life goes on.
Yeah, just give me one sec.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Let's get started.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put ourselves on Facebook Live also at the same time. And I want to make sure that
Okay.
I send it out personally so people can watch it on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, Christine, are you ready to go?
Yes, I
All
am.
right. So I'm going to start recording this as well. There's so many things we need to do. Okay.
Começou, não entra mais.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? So we're all here for today to listen to a great topic that we all live and breathe. First of all, my name is Humphrey Ng. I'm with Juga Marketing. So I will be the host for today. Today we have the honor to inviting Christine Giusti, who is an account executive from TLD Computers, which is a division of London Drugs. Christine is an IT professional. And then how many virtual meetings have you been running the last week, Christine?
I think that at least 15.
At least 15
Some
per
days
week?
you will start very, very early in the morning, especially when you are invited to go to BNI meetings and you go finish your day at 9 at Toastmasters. So it's all the time, all platforms. We are always doing virtual meetings.
For sure. So when we got together, Christina and I were like, hey, what sort of topic would be a good idea that can showcase, how you can present yourself a little bit better in a virtual meeting, whether if it's a job interview, whether if it's a webinar, if it's a networking event. So Christine has a great experience, expertise, and I love to talk to her a little bit more. And if you guys haven't seen, when you log on to the juga.com/live website, that's where we're live streaming. There's a little chat box on the right-hand side. If you have any questions, feel free to ask the question by typing it in into the chat box. And then we can actually answer them right away. So, Christine, let's start.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a pleasure to be here today. And thank you very much for inviting me, Humphrey. I will share a presentation with you guys. And thank you for coming and joining today. This is my very first time doing a webinar, so thank you very much for participating on that. So let's go. How to look good in virtual meetings. Nowadays, we have two outfits. One for audio only meeting and other for with video meeting. And today I put some ideas to help you to look your best in meetings with video. Don't be afraid. You can do with all you have at home. Most of the tips I bring here, the ideas, is to use what you already have. So our agenda will covers these topics. Light, angle, and background, they are the most important things you have to think about. Sound, we'll talk about webcams, software platforms, the popular ones, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and Zoom. Also, we'll talk about colors and some general tips. So let's get started. First of all, light. Using what you have at home. Don't use light overhead. It creates shadows in your face. It's not good to have these up lights. You can place a simple table light. I put here the one that I'm using. You can see down. It is a very simple desk lamp that you can place behind your laptop, your webcam. You also can avoid lights behind you if you can. Don't sit with a window with external light. That will darken your face and will show only your silhouette. You can use to contrast better your skin tone, and if you have no way to avoid the light behind you, use a soft, warm white bulb from 2700 K to 3000 K. K is Kelvin, is the color temperature, which is measured in degrees Kelvin. So you will see here I put a picture to explain better. Soft warm, neutral white color, and cool white daylight. Some people, they will say, oh, you can use the daylight, the cool white, maximum bright. That's personal. You can test which one works better for you. In my case, I think that this is the best light. The other one is like more, too blue or too cadaveric style with that contrasting color with my skin.
Oh,
Right.
Christine,
so another
Christine,
thing that you can
we have
do.
a question. We have a question from the
All
audience.
right.
We have a question from the audience. So it's actually Anne from Vancouver. So she was asking, where should the light source be? Like she has a window behind her and she's not able to move her seat. So can you talk a little bit about like where the position of the light needs to be?
That's a great question. And many people, they have this situation. They have the window behind them and they don't have a way to transform the video in the not darkened skin. What you do, you place your light behind and direct that to your face. Like this one I'm showing here, you can direct to your face. That will and you put the maximum light possible. That will bright your face and will contrast with the background. If you can, shut your blinds if you have, or put a curtain. That will work as well. But if you don't have any of these resources, the only way is to put the light direct in your face. Also, another good idea here, you can turn off the blue light in your computer. If you have a Windows 10, you go to Start, Settings, System, Display, and Night Light in Settings. And then you do the configuration to turn off your blue light. That will not reflect the blue light in your face. Great question.
Thank you.
Welcome.
If you guys have more questions, feel free to use the chat box underneath the chat, or use the little click chat widget and you can ask questions right under that.
Right. If you want to invest in professional lighting, you can buy the LED rings for light. There are some very good ones with temperature control, so you can decide if you want to go warm or if you want to go cold light. That's pretty good, and it's dimmable, so you can regulate the amount of light you want to receive in your face. Also, these LED portable light lamps for table studio, more professional ones, you can combine with the reflectors. If you want to use either in your laptop or your cell phone, you can have this small cube LED light. It's pretty cute, very small, and you can place that behind your camera or with your cell phone. And also those self ring light clip, if you need to use your cell phone, that's a great idea because it brings light to your face. Actually, I have one here I can show you. So you can place it. I will place here my camera.
Is this one battery operated, Christine?
This one I can charge USB.
Oh.
So I just connect to my laptop or direct on the outlet, but it doesn't last longer. So it's just for, I think the 30 minutes maximum autonomy, this model I have. But it works great, especially if you have to do a meeting using your phone. This selfie ring clip will help. Oh,
now you can see comparison.
You can see. I'm not like that, okay, but how you can look so bad with the overlight head. You see all the shades in your face. Not good, not good. And with the direct warm light, look how different. And it's exactly the same everything 1 minute after another. So here is the point. You have a good light that will help you to look better. First thing to think. Okay? Second angle. It's very important the way that you position your camera. Your laptop or webcam, you have to put in a position aligned to your eye level or slightly above. You can use a laptop stand. I'm using a stand one here, or a stack of books or a box or whatever you have. You raise your laptop, and then here is the secret. Tilt your laptop 80 degrees down. You see your laptop when it's this way, it is 9 degrees. You tilt a little bit, not too much, okay? It's just a little bit, 80 degrees. I actually printed the protractor. You can find this online to measure, to be very specific in the degrees you want. But you tilt a little bit and you see yourself and say, I look good. Yeah, that's the one. And I will show you the difference. Oh my. Well, the first picture is when you open your laptop and it's looking like this. The other second picture is when you have your laptop down or in your lap and you look like that. The third, and it reminds me that meme with the animals in the meetings, the faces. The third picture, it is 9 degrees, and the last one is 80 degrees. You see the difference is not much in terms, it's very subtle in terms of degrees, but look in the picture, how it looks. Even the light is better. So the secret I found with looking better, it's this angle. And I always prepare this to have always the same set here. Every time I need, I have my setup, so I know that will work every time. I don't need to rethink. Okay.
Oh, I actually have two questions from the audience as well. So one person asked, which one works better, artificial light or natural light?
That's a great question. That's a great question. You see, when you're talking about the lights here, right? I'm using this direct artificial light. But you know, if you go outside and you have the golden sunset light and you take a picture, you look so good, right? So nice, natural light. But if it's raining and if you have a meeting during the night, or if it's cloudy outside, you cannot trust the weather to look good. So you need a solution that is weatherproof. And that's why I use this set that will work no matter the weather outside. I will always look the same.
Hmm.
What is the other question?
I have another question too. It's actually Victor from Calgary. So Victor was asking that about your ring light. You know, the one that you were showing us just earlier. Like,
Yeah.
does it really help him to like make him look good? I guess
Yeah.
on the virtual background. That's the question?
Yeah, it helps. Every source of light, it helps, especially the ones that you can control. You see, but the way that you position is something like don't position the light under you. You look like you're doing scary horror movies. Don't position this over your head, you know, and you have to put in the level of your face that will make you look good. So yeah, absolutely. These rings, they help. They help to look
Hmm.
better in the meetings because it is the light that you need.
Yeah, anything with a little bit of light would help. I would imagine.
Exactly. Yeah, but it has to be a constant light that you can control.
Yeah.
All right, great questions. Let's move to backgrounds. We have two types. One is real and another is virtual. So if you're going to the real background, you can have a plain wall or a bookshelf looks good as well, very well organized. Piece of art, plant, just don't put all together to not create a distraction to your audience. They will look at your background and not at you, and they will not pay attention to what you are speaking, and they will easily be distracted like, oh, is that a Monet? Oh, how interesting. You know what I mean? So don't put too much distraction. You can use a curtain or create a division in a way that will give you this style, this studio style. I particularly like very much this. It's do-it-yourself curtain, and that works very well. Just my tip: always put this in the frame. Don't show after the boundaries of your curtain. Be careful with the light behind the Anne. I think that was the question from Anne. She asked about the light behind. That's not the best background. So if you can avoid that, that's good. And when you decide first, if you decide the place to sit, think about that. Think about if you have a window and if you can change, that's better. Other thing, avoid excess background cluttering. That's why it's good to have a division so you will not show your dirty laundry in your virtual meeting. Okay, it's not professional. For the virtual, you can use, it depends on the platform. If you're using Zoom, you can choose the picture or the video you want to show. So no matter what you want, always look professional. If you're having a meeting with a client, with a vendor, if you're boss, if you have an interview, always look professional. You can use the virtual background better if you have a solid, and even better if you have a green backdrop. You can create one or you can buy one. Do not wear clothing that is the same color as your backdrop. Otherwise, you will disappear. You will show only your face. Be careful when you are using the virtual background, because as you move, it will cut your nose, and will have a weird shape in your head. It's very um, uh, not very good, especially when you don't have the green backdrop. Microsoft Teams has a good functionality. Only Microsoft Teams has this that I know. It's the blurred background. So you can blur everything it's behind you. It's great if you don't want to use any kind of virtual, uh, background, more video background, and you just don't want to show what's behind you, your clutter, your house. That's a great option. No matter what you choose, test it before to use. I will show you some ideas here on using the background, how to use. So if you're going to Microsoft Teams, you open the meeting, and the three dots show background effects. And the first one after the none is the blurred background. And Microsoft has this that I loved, that others won't see your video while you are previewing. So you can put preview and test. I think that in the future, maybe Microsoft will give you the opportunity to choose your own background, but so far here are some options, and the blurred one, it works very, very good. And zoom to choose your background close to that camera. You see an arrow, and you go to choose virtual background. And then if you can, remember one thing just about the virtual backgrounds on Zoom, you need minimum requirements. You need a good computer, at least i5, to work for the video backgrounds. If you want to add your own, there is that plus, you add your picture or your video. Okay.
I always feel like the virtual background is a really good question, because we got quite a bit of question, people asking ahead. For example, people are always wondering if it's better for them to use an actual background versus like a virtual background. We actually got this question from two people, Anne from Vancouver as well as Louis from Mexico. They both asking that. So I'm guessing it's not just the technology. It's really about, do you look genuine, or do you look like you're very fake when you have a virtual background? I think it's that type of question that people are wondering.
Yeah, that's very personal. It's your preference. Some people, they like the virtual backgrounds, but my personal opinion, my personal choice is also the real background, because it is more professional when you are presenting something, when you are discussing with someone. And if you have that San Francisco bridge, maybe doesn't match the tone of the meeting. If you have a meeting with friends, if you're seeing your family, well, feel free to use SnapCam. Don't forget to not use that when you are having a professional meeting. Like maybe you guys know the boss that turned herself in a potato using the SnapCam, and she couldn't figure out how to come back to the normal state, and she had a meeting potato style. So be careful with some tools. You can separate what you use in your personal life and what you're using in your professional life. Here, as we are more interested in the professional side of the virtual meetings, I wouldn't recommend the virtual background, but if you want to use, it's up to you, depending on your style. If you're having a meeting with your colleagues, your team, maybe it's okay, but not with clients or not in the interviews or professional presentations.
That's good. That's good advice. I think that's really good advice. I have another question from, this one is from Mauricio from Surrey. He was asking, I think this is more of a lighting question. He was asking that his background is too bright. So I'm assuming there's a window behind. and he looked too dark. Like, is there a very lazy way to fix it with background?
Yeah, well, the lazy way to fix your background if you don't want to change anything is to position the light in your face to brighten your face and use the blurred virtual background on the case of Microsoft Teams. And here on Zoom, you can use a picture of a background that you want that can look realistic, and that might work. So you don't need to create a division or put a curtain, something like that. It's a
Okay.
lazy way.
Oh, I have another question that came from Victor, and then he was asking me whether we're gonna have the slides available in the recording, and the response is yes, we do. As long as you have registered on Eventbrite, and then we have your email address, then yes, I can send you the slides as well as the recording. So yeah, okay, that's it.
All right, great. So let's move on to sound. You look good, you know your light, you know your angle, but people can't hear you. They will not pay attention because it is not good listening. So you have to ensure you have clarity when you are speaking and there is no noise around you. Laptops, they have great cameras, usually HD cameras, but not good sound because the sound is not proper made to meetings. They will capture all the noise around you, even if you're typing. That's the kind of sound that you don't want to put in your virtual meeting. So if you don't want to invest in a headset or speakers or nothing like that, you can use at least the phone that comes with your cell phone. That's better than your laptop sound. Uh, if you have a headset like this one I'm wearing here today with noise canceling, that's the best way because that will create the silent you need. Doesn't matter if you have other sounds around you because the noise canceling is the best option for a headset. So if you're looking for a headset, look for one that has this option. Okay, so don't use your laptop's microphone. That's not a good option. Use at least the cell phone option or a headset. But if you want sounding professional, you can use a lapel mic. I have one actually because I want to record some YouTube videos. You know, this one, they are very small, non-intrusive. You can use them. I think that for meetings, professional meetings, the headset works best. You can also use speakers, and now we have speakers specific for Zoom or Teams, like Jabra options. And you can actually be super ultra YouTuber professional. You have those microphones, you know, with filters, feeling like a singer. It's good for podcasts and recording videos professionally to have the best sound. Okay, so if you want to invest, it's okay. But if you want a solution that will solve the issue with the sound, I recommend this one that I have here. No questions on sound.
Nope, no questions on sound.
All right, now we'll talk about webcams. First of all, most of the laptops, they have a great webcam. I have one here, HD. I don't need a webcam. But if you want to invest, here are some recommendations, and then we will share these slides with you. The top best seller in this moment is Logitech C930E Business Webcam. It's both recommended by Teams and Zoom. You can see online that there are products that are certified to both technologies, especially this one, Zoom and Teams. So if you put webcam certified by Zoom, that's the app, the software you use most, you can buy the one that is for that specific, or if you use more Teams, you can look for the one that's specific to Teams. But nowadays we use both. So questions like that, which one will work better? Would I would recommend someone that work for both. See the
So,
option
so
too.
I guess that because you work in the TLD, that's the division of Linden Drugs, like you must come across different type of webcams. So we definitely have a question too. Like people are asking which one is the best webcam that you can get right now.
That's a great question. I think that most people they have this question. So you have to understand what is your need and what is the platform you use more. So if you want and also the price you want to pay, because you can have very expensive ones or cheaper options. You have to see your needs. I can help if you have specific questions on that. Like, oh, I use more Zoom and I have this environment and certain conditions here. We can discuss. But here I'm presenting some options just to show how broad is all the webcam world. And actually TLD has also AV division for professional boardrooms and webcams and microphones. Here we are more talking about more the home office environment. So the second one that I would say here, it's the portable conference cam connect. It's full HD collaboration solution with a Bluetooth speakerphone. It's a great solution, either to your office or your home office. We have the HD Ultra Pro 4K webcam Brio Logitech. And the number 4 is the foldable that I found incredible because you can adjust your angle the way that you want. That's why I put it here. And to not talk about only Logitech, I bring here Yalink UVC30 Room. It's Ultra 4K resolution and it is based on artificial intelligence facial detection. The last one I put here, Jabra Panacast. It has 3 cameras with panoramic view. It's so wonderful, right? So
So
it's up to
fancy.
you. So fancy. You have many options. You have those cameras that move with you.
Mm.
One day I was adjusting here, and then my colleague asked, "Oh, you have those cameras that move with you?" Like, no, I was just adjusting by myself here. So yeah, it's up to you, the investment that you want to do. And you have to think you can use this at home, but after you can use this in your office where everyone's talking about a reopening. So maybe soon we'll back to the office. Maybe you can consider this. All
I've
right.
also just heard the news from today that the Canon cameras, the big digital SLR cameras, the professional use right now. I think Canon just released a software, like I think today or yesterday, then that allows you to use it as a webcam.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. So you can use the good camera you already have as a webcam. That's wonderful. It's something that we can share the link here with the presentation.
Yeah,
Many
for
people
sure.
they might
That's
have
something
this camera.
new. So that's something very new that I just heard today.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Okay, so let's go to software platforms. And now we're talking about the 3, I would say the most popular, but at least is the one, the 3 ones people are talking more about. So first, Microsoft Teams. What is great here, we'll talk more related to how to look good, but I will pick some good things about. I love this virtual background blurred that Microsoft Teams has. It's pretty unique. I would like to have the same option as Zoom to choose your background, but it works great and it has some options. As a collaboration platform, Microsoft Teams, it's incredible. You can share your documents. If you have Office 365, to have the Teams, you need the Office 365. You can share documents, and it's so good, the search box that will search your emails, your documents, everything. Also, I discovered that Microsoft Teams has closed captions. So you can actually have a meeting and close captions together. Google Meet. For those that have Google Suite, you will have the Google Meet, which is the advanced enterprise version of Hangouts that we have on Gmail. What Google is saying about the Meet, the new version that was released on April 24th, will have higher video quality, low light mode, and noise canceling. And I tested, and I didn't find these options. I don't know if they are doing release only US, maybe. I don't know. I didn't find this. I tried to find it. It's pretty basic. You just have video, audio, and that's it. I like that they have closed captions. I tested, and it worked very well. And also, one thing about Teams, that Microsoft Teams is substituting Skype. Skyping is going out soon, so Teams is the new way to communicate, and so much better with all the collaboration options. For Zoom, we have the virtual backgrounds. Just to have an idea, the person who created Zoom was engineer and VP of Cisco WebEx. That's another platform, more enterprise, and he created Zoom in 2011. Up to December 2019, Zoom had 10 million users, and from December to March, it grows to 200 million people using Zoom. So it's huge. And of course, with the use, they are finding problems with security. So I will talk a little bit about that in the end, just a little bit. It's not the focus, it's more like the focus is on how to look good, but it's important to be safe as well. What else about Zoom?
I'm actually a little bit annoyed with Zoom because they've been upgrading their software almost every day the last 2 weeks.
Yesterday was launched the version 5. I already download that too to test, and so it's quite similar, but for sure they enhanced the encryption and security features on the software. I mentioned before, be careful if you think that you can just use Zoom virtual backgrounds and videos and animated. Be careful. You need to check before your configuration, because it has minimum requirements. What we love on Zoom, appearance touch up. And I will show you how to do that. And if you're not using this in your Zoom meetings, you will use this. Just go to, when you start your video, go to video settings, and then tick touch up my appearance. And I will show you why.
I just want to tell the audience that right now we're not using Zoom. So whatever you see Christine is doing, it's real. There's no touch up.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, it's natural. It's natural. Not artificial. That's what I was trying to say.
But look, the Zoom, look at the comparison here. First, Microsoft Teams. I look so tired. Oh my God, so white. The Google Meet, it's a little bit better. The light is good. But look at Zoom. Oh my God, what skin. Good. I really like this feature. I hope the other tools bring this too. I think that it's not artificial, it's not unreal, but this is like a best version of yourself. All
I
right.
realized
So yeah,
I noticed that the middle photo, that's the Google Meet. Your skin tone looks a little bit more yellow reddish compared to the other ones.
yeah, it is because I think that either Teams and Zoom, they might have some self-adjust on the light. And I recently discovered that your laptop also has an option that you in Windows 10 you can choose if you want the light to be self adjusting. Like if you have more light, how it will reflect on video. I found that if I put this on, it's not very good. So I always put this off, this feature off, to not self-adjust. And I think that Google Meet has something related to that self-adjusting in the built-in in the camera. It's not bad, right? Look, it's a little bit more
Yeah, so
warm. I think
I
that's
assume
better
you
than Teams.
yeah, so I assume you're running all three at the same time together. So, but I just kind of find it strange that every looks a little bit different, given the same
Even
lighting,
here,
given the same camera.
yeah, exactly. Even here, this software that we are using is slightly different
Hmm.
and has no touch up. But yeah, here, if you want to use this option, I recommend. I never turned this off after touch up my appearance. It's very thorough, and you can, you look you, but a little bit better.
Hmm.
Okay, now we have a very interesting topic here. Colors, skin undertones. Doesn't matter the color that we have in our skin. We all have undertones. So you can do a test. You can see your veins. You press a little bit, not much, to see the color of your veins. That's good if you have natural light, to not change if you like my light is a little bit more warm. Uh, if you have veins that are more violet, purple, bluish, it's likely you are cool undertone. What it means, when you are exposed to the sun, you will get burned. That's my case. I look like I all burned red or pink. It's terrible. I cannot go to the beach without having the sunburn. So I use the maximum sunscreen and everything. It's very sensitive. Also, if you have eyes that are gray or blue or green, it's likely you have the cool undertone and you will prefer usually silver jewelry. If it is your case, the best colors are blue, pink, and violet, purple, and turquoise. That's wonderful color for cold skin tone. If you go to the sun and you tan, not easily, but you tan, not get burned. Doesn't matter the color of your eyes, and your veins are between blue and green, is likely you are neutral undertone. So you feel good in silver or gold. And you can wear any color you want. You look good either way. If you go to the sun and you tan easily, those people that have that golden, wow, so shiny golden tan, you will check in your veins. Probably they are green, either green or brownish, more greenish. Your eyes probably are brown, amber, or hazel, and you likely uh, like more the gold jewelry. So the colors that will look better for this kind of undertone, the warm undertone, are peachy, yellow, even brown, some green going to yellow. So you can put on Google and see the palettes according to your undertone. You see something like autumn, spring, summer, or winter. That's too much. Here I put just the simple things so you can figure out what colors would be better in your skin tone. Like today, I'm wearing it's a pretty good light, pretty good color in my case, because I'm cold undertone. So
Wow,
having
that's a good topic because like even before you started this topic, I think we had many questions that was just basically asking the the questions that you just answered actually, right? Like people are very concerned about, hey, what color should I be wearing, what color would show up better, what accessory should I be wearing that I can accentuate. But that was great tips. Those are really good tips. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love to talk about this topic, actually. I think that's pretty good. It's life-changing once you realize that and you know why you hate some colors and why you love other colors. And here I could help myself. Like me in a Zoom meeting, me after the Zoom meeting. So, so we will always have this joke. Are you wearing your sweatpants? Are you wearing your shorts? So that's up to you. Just don't forget to stand up or walk or grab something and show your remember that you won't show just your parts. So what kind of clothes would be good for the virtual meetings? That's something you have to think about the occasion. So you have to dress accordingly to the occasion. If you have an interview, if you have an important meeting, if you do a presentation to your client, if you're selling something, or if you have any kind of meeting that will need you to show very professional, dress up. If you're a man, put your shirts. If you think that it would be good to put a tie. For women, you can put your blazer. Even you can use a beautiful blouse. Just don't put too much colors and busy prints all together, because that will be distracting. If you have a work meeting, that will be, you have to think, what is the dress code of your company usually? And how is the dress code now? Is the relaxed dress code? A good way is to see how your boss is wearing, what kind of clothes he's wearing. Don't be like the potato boss, okay? That's not a good idea. What else? Well, you know that how to discover your best colors. Just see if it works with your background. Okay, most of my clothes are black. It doesn't look good with my background. That is very dark, it's kind of a dark purple. So I have to wear something that's a little bit more lighter. I had many meetings at the beginning wearing, I love this velvet jacket. It close here and just shows my face, nothing else. It's just like a mask. So you want that in your professional meeting. So dress in a way that will contrast well with your skin tone, with the light, and with your background. All right. Any question on this?
No, I think there was more of a joking question from Kay. From
Okay. All right. So final tips here. First of all, check in the mirror and your camera before the meeting. And check your eyes, check your nose, check your teeth. See, there's nothing there. Okay. Overall looking to see if you look good. If you can, record yourself in different positions so you can see the way that you look better, your face, if you project, you put back, okay, your posture. Speak clearly and rehearse previously, especially if you have interviews, it's very important to train the questions and see how you look in the camera, how you will position yourself in the camera. For the girls, light, makeup, very important, because when you have direct light, you can disappear. So pay attention in your light, in your lines, eyebrows, eyes, your lips, and if you can use contouring, it's a good idea. And also primer always help a lot to look good, your skin, with the hard light. Your frame is your head or your hair, sorry. And now that men cannot cut their hair, they are wearing hats. I put here our dear Gary V that we love on LinkedIn. He is in a meeting, a virtual meeting. There are other people with him. I just pick up him in this. He's wearing a hat, baseball cap. He is he's using the iPhone earphones, the normal ones, and he has like my grandma uh, curtain behind him. It is a background. It works. It is actually has a good reflection on him, and he doesn't need to worry about the hair because he's wearing a hat. So if your company it's okay with that, go ahead, wear a hat. I had a meeting with a colleague wearing a kind of magician hat. It was super cool. So it's something that we can play now. We don't have many accessories to use, so using hats are a cool idea. If you can use in your work meeting, it's okay. Don't use with your clients. Maybe just put a gel and spray to put your hair down. That's pretty big now. Security tips. When you are not using your webcam, cover it. If you don't have those professional, it's pretty cheap that you can just buy and you close and you open. If you don't want to buy or it will take forever to arrive, just put a post-it, Scotch tape, whatever. Just don't let your camera on all the time. I was doing some tests here, and then I received a message on the, I think that was Teams saying, I cannot use your camera because another app's using. I was, oh my God. And then I was checking, oh no, it was another app that was using. And that's something you can control. You can go to your configurations, your settings, and see which apps are using your camera, and you can disable that. Good practices for everything, but especially for these virtual meetings. Change your password, use unique ID meetings, and be careful with your chat, because that can go to the administrator of the meeting, especially on Zoom. I don't know if they changed this in the last version. They just released a new one yesterday. So, but the last time I saw that was the TXT document that was going with your conversation.
Yeah, so the key is don't start talking bad stuff, or stop sending love notes to a private chat because it's being recorded and somebody can see it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Use another platform for your personal ideas or trash conversations. So another thing, good posture. Like some people, they like to look like this all the time. I think that just be normal, just be comfortable. But I realized I was watching the Late Show with Steve Colbert, and he was interviewing Bill Gates. And I noticed that Bill Gates was answering the questions, gesticulating a lot with a background with a kind of fireplace and very nice, fancy. I don't know if it was real or virtual. It's pretty good. And then every time he was answering something, when he finished to answer, he does like that. Look at the picture. He just tilt a little bit to the shoulder, and look and smile. It doesn't matter the question, very serious question, coronavirus and the end of the world. Yeah, we need to think about it. It's very important. We are taking measures in our association. So it was
I
quite.
think he's got a coach. He's probably got a coach to tell him that he looks better on the right hand side than the left hand side.
Yeah, yeah, and even the light, he has natural light coming. I suppose that is a real because Colbert was saying that he was in the bunker, so direct from the bunker. I don't know, but he always does something like this, like so. Find your posture for him. That's what he thinks that's good. I found it interesting watching. Uh, Once you find this, oh, that's the good one, that's the way that I feel good, be confident. That's very important. You will show that, we will transmit that. Also, we are in virtual meetings, people are seeing you, your expression, your eyes, and they can actually understand the way that you're feeling. So show your charisma, smile, have fun, and be nice. You have a good opportunity to see people, to meet people. Let's use these virtual meetings to have a great time. And that's it for my presentation. You can reach me on LinkedIn. Thank
Oh,
you.
we actually have a lot of questions. Thank you, Christine. Those are great, great takeaways that we can get from the different types of technology, from using your sound, using your light, using your positioning. Great information. We do have a couple of questions from the chat. So one of them came from Trevor. So Trevor asked, because today we are live streaming on YouTube, and he was asking, how do I compare YouTube live versus Zoom webinar? So I guess I can answer that question because I choose to use YouTube live rather than Zoom. Number one is because I like to use YouTube just to, because it's a public webinar, I'm not trying to keep anything private. So a lot of times people who has a Zoom webinar, they tend to have a closed ecosystem. Whereas today, because we discussed with my speaker, like with Christine, we'd be like, hey, let's put it out on YouTube Live. Let's put it up on Facebook Live at the same time. So Zoom doesn't allow us to do that. So we have to use a different platform in order to go on to YouTube Live. And this is working well because we're getting quite a few good questions and good interactions from YouTube. And people are actually asking me questions left, right, and center. And this is one of the reasons why we use it with YouTube Live. We also have a second question from Louis. He was asking, do you think that a plain background is better than like a regular wall with some plants? So do you prefer that? Do you think it's actually better to have a plain background versus a one with like more of the plants and the walls and stuff like that?
Well, it depends on the visual on your plants. If you have nice plants, I think that's good to show those that are hanging on the ceiling and coming down, very nice plants. I think that is a touch of sophistication. I think that works well. Just not having much, not cluttering. If I had this, I probably would use that. If I had the clear, more brighter white background, the plants will look good. In my case here, I like this studio style, very dark, because it doesn't cause any distraction. But plants, I think that would work well as well.
Okay. And then, so Cherito had made a comment. She was a kind of funny comment that she said, hey, maybe is there a better headset that can make her face look cuter? I don't think it's a question, but I think I position it as a question.
Thank you. I will go outside with my headset from now on. I go for meetings and in person BBOT like, oh, hello.
There you go. There you go. So yeah.
It's an extra layer in my head.
Okay, so I just want to thank you, Christine, again. If you haven't, please connect with Christine with her LinkedIn. That's Christine Giusti on LinkedIn. And at the same time, if you have not subscribed to our Druga live stream on YouTube yet, please subscribe to the Druga YouTube channel. And then that's pretty much it, unless there's more questions around. And then I'm going to stop the slide so that we can actually come back in. And but thank you so much, Christine. And
Thank
if you have
you
any
for inviting
questions,
me.
yeah, if you have any questions, definitely send us an email or just use the chat widget at the bottom and say hi. And then we'll try to get you the recording and also the slide deck if you want at the end of the day or maybe tomorrow. That's more realistic. But yeah, thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you, and it was a pleasure to be here.
All right, thank you so much. Take care.
You too. Take care.